I'm Carmen, and I kind of low-key realized this in a few episodes back that I never introduced myself, which I mean could be slightly confusing to anyone who's new. So, hi, I'm Carmen. So glad you're here, and this week we're talking all about gratitude because it is Thanksgiving week. I'm on Thanksgiving break, and we're just gonna have a good time today. So let's just get into the best and worst of the week because why not? And I'm a creature of habit. Okay, that was cringy. Bye. Okay, so for the best of the week, it is that Thanksgiving break, obviously. Yeah, I've just been super stressed with school, have had a lot of schoolwork. I really haven't had a break in a while. I'm a junior, so I have lots of stuff going on. And I'm just super excited to take time and spend time with my whole family. And my siblings go to boarding school, so I haven't seen them since August, I think. Yeah, August. So I'll get to see them, and I'm super excited because they're my faves. Well, Hadley is not Reed. He can die in a hole. Kidding, not really. So for my worst of the week, that's related to Thanksgiving break, is that I just have a lot of work because all my teachers decided to give tests on the same days because they all like to finish their units right before break, which I mean, I get, but do they all have to do it on the same day? Like, please, I'm so stressed. And I just have a lot going on. Kind of overwhelming, but we're here. It is currently a Tuesday. I never record on Tuesdays. It's like 9 p.m. I don't really know why I'm recording. Actually, well, I do. Because tomorrow I can't because I have to study for a math test. Thursday, I have to study for a physics test. And then Friday, I have to do a bunch of homework and then get ready for break. My family is driving to Hilton Head, South Carolina to spend the week there. And yeah, so I need to pack. So today was my only free day, and I also have to record another episode this week because what is up, and welcome back to the Girly Girl podcast. Not gonna be able to record when I'm in South Carolina, but here we are trying to be productive. Go me. I swear being at home and doing online school has made me the least productive person in the entire world. Like, I literally don't know how to study anymore. And then I'll get mad and be like, oh my god, I got a 75. Me not having studied anything. It's fine. It's cool. So, as I said earlier, and so I just wanted to dive into that and just talk about why it's important, what I'm grateful for, and what really is the point of being grateful. It's Thanksgiving this week, super exciting whenever you're listening. Thanksgiving's on Thursday, so if you're listening on Thursday, then I guess happy Thanksgiving if you're in America. If you're not, then happy Thanksgiving. So, especially during this time of year and like fall time, gratitude is a super popular topic. Okay? Oh my god, I can't believe I said that. Okay. No, I'm keeping that in. That's staying. Sorry to everyone. Okay. So, and I just think gratitude's important. It changes your mindset, and mindset is everything when it comes to, I guess, just life in general. And gratitude is so, so, so important. And I mean, if Oprah says it, then it has to be true. So, yeah. Okay. Make sure to leave a review, subscribe, follow, do all the things. And we're just going to get into it and talk about Thanksgiving and gratitude and being thankful and just get all the fall vibes. So again, happy Thanksgiving week. And I'm going to quickly set up a scene for you, I guess. So here it is. So at Thanksgiving, you're sitting around the dinner table with the turkey, the canned cranberry sauce your dad is obsessed with, the stuffing that you have always thought looked slightly questionable, and the pumpkin pie that has been calling your name for hours now. Before we get into all of that, though, we have the quote of the week, and one is from Oprah Winfrey, and it says, "The more you praise and celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate." And I just, so good. Love her. Love this. So I think this is pretty much just saying that gratitude is the gateway to having a better life. It's like the weed, like how people, what am I trying to say? You know how adults tell you that weed is a gateway drug to like crack or like meth? This is what gratitude is to having a better life. And your dad looks around the room and he asks everybody, "What are you grateful for?" Of course, everyone says the obvious ones. I'm grateful for the food on the table, being here with my family, my friends, and then your younger brother says water, just to be funny. And I just want to say that I think this is common that we all experience this, but gratitude isn't just a Thanksgiving trend, and it's something that needs to be put into practice all year long, not just during one day out of the entire year. But why? Why is gratitude so important? In my opinion, because this is what this whole thing is. Vibes. I think gratitude humbles you, and then it makes you more present, and it helps you realize how much you actually have and how much good there is, because I feel like most times we get so caught up with what's going wrong, everything that's messed up in our life, everything that's messed up in our world. I mean, just look at the news. You never see anything good. All you see is bad things, everything that's going wrong. Everything is breaking news. I don't know, everything's bad, and it just feels like we're living in some shithole and that nothing's gonna get better and that everything's just wrong. But I mean, gratitude helps you realize, how much you already have, how much is going well. And I also really think it's a good form of self-care, making a gratitude list or just thinking to yourself what you're grateful for every day. And you may be asking yourself, "Hey, so that sounds great and amazing, but I mean, where do I even start? How do I even make practicing gratitude a regular part of my routine?" Well, oh my gosh, that's so weird that you asked that. I was not expecting that question at all, and I am not prepared to answer that. So, to make gratitude part of your routine, daily routine, weekly routine, monthly routine, whatever, you should journal. But let's just call it gratitude journaling. I don't know if there's an actual name for it. There probably is. But this is where I just like to set a timer and you just write down every single thing that you can think about that you're grateful for. And usually I would say do a 10-20 minute timer. And this might feel a little bit awkward at first and like the time is going on forever, but trust me, just keep writing and you'll probably get stumped. I mean, I've done this before. I've gotten stumped. I'll sit there, I'll have written down all the basics. I'm grateful for my family, my friends, everything I have, my house, all the basic things, But I think making the timer a bit longer really makes you get into the nitty-gritty about what you're actually grateful for, the little things that happen. Maybe it's that you got to spend extra time with your sister. Maybe it's that you got to walk your dog today. Maybe it's that it was the first day it snowed, or that you had a super comfy outfit on, or that the person you like texted you back, whatever. It can be anything. And over time, this practice will become second nature and you'll be able to come up with lists so much quicker and you'll really start to see the benefits. And I suggest doing this a few times a week and making it part of your schedule. It's always helpful for me when starting a new habit to have a set time of day when I do something. For example, when I was super into journaling earlier in March, I would make sure to do it every day before I went to bed, and it would help me go to sleep, and this is how I stayed consistent. So if you're someone who likes to start your day off on the right foot, you can do this right when you wake up. You can do it before you go to bed. Just make sure it's a set time and something that you can always stay consistent on. And remember, it's okay to have a few off days. That's totally fine. But of course, if you want to make something a habit, you have to start by being consistent. And I did this in the spring when I was super into journaling. I made these gratitude lists and I literally felt freaking amazing. And I really need to start doing it again. I need to get more consistent. I haven't done it in a while, but I noticed when I did that I just felt so present. It was so weird. And I didn't realize how much that I wasn't living in the present moment. And I know that sounds so cheesy, but I'm being for real. Like, I felt pretty shitty during the spring, and I tried a bunch of things to make myself feel better. I did yoga, I did other exercise things. I journaled, started a blog, and I definitely noticed that realizing what I was grateful for made me feel the best. And I really loved it, and I need to start doing it again. And I highly suggest that you do it, even if you can't stay consistent. Just try doing it maybe once a week, or you can do what you're grateful for this month. And it can just be a few things. I mean, you don't need to write down 100 things you're grateful for. You can make a list of a few things, but it's always nice to look back on it when you're feeling sad or maybe that something isn't going so well, and you can look back and see how many things have gone well, and it gives you hope that things can still get better. And I just think it's a really good practice. Since we are in the spirit of gratitude and giving thanks, I wanted to share a few things that I'm currently grateful for besides the obvious things that I've said probably a gajillion times. So, the first one is my podcast community, my little babies. I love you guys. So, this is not just the people who listen to this, but the group of girls that have podcasts, and we have a little group chat, and it's the best, and I really appreciate everyone's love and support, and everyone's always so sweet. We have the best little chats. We share our tips and our experiences podcasting, and it's just the absolute best, and I love each and every one of them, and I love connecting with people on Instagram, hearing people say that they resonated with a podcast episode. And speaking of that, thank you guys for 1,000 followers on Instagram. That's literally insane. Who would have thought? I mean, so cool. I'm so grateful, and I really appreciate you all so much. And yeah, I just had to make that the first one because y'all are the best. My second thing that I'm grateful for is my Kindle because, obviously, but for me, reading is a form of self-care. I really love to read every night before I go to bed. It helps, I would say it helps me wind down, but it doesn't. I honestly love reading much more than watching like shows or TV, and I think it's much more relaxing. And also, I'm obsessed with my Kindle. I bought it for myself over the summer as a little gift to me. I don't know, but I was so happy, and I think I've used it every day. It was money well spent. If you love reading, I highly suggest. And when I was younger, I used to be super into reading. I was obsessed. It was the only thing I would do. I even remember when my family went on a ski trip when I was younger. I hated skiing, and I pretended to be sick just so I could stay in the lodge and read my book. And, I think if that doesn't describe my personality, I don't know what does. But I really just love seeing different perspectives and traveling to other places because I think that's what's so magical about reading. I sound like such a nerd. Oh my god. But guys, if you don't love reading, well, you're missing out. And I don't know. It's just such a vibe, and my Kindle, I feel like I'm going to be a walking ad if I start talking about it, but here we go. So you can hold it with one hand. You can literally get books for free. I mean, That's why my parents love my Kindle, because I over the summer when I didn't know this, I was spending so much money on books, and they're like, so you're gonna have to stop, and I was like, no. Then I heard about how you can get books for free, and it was magical, it was life changing, and also let me know what you're grateful for, and if you regularly practice gratitude by DMing me or sending me an email or comment on one of my Instagram posts. And I hope that you have a freaking amazing Thanksgiving. And remember to stay safe this holiday season. I know the corona cases are surging and they're getting out of control. So I hope that you all are staying safe and staying healthy. And I'll be thinking about you all. And I know this was a pretty short episode, but I mean, it's break and I'm super excited and we all have things we want to do. We all want to relax. And I'm just happy that I sat down to record this. For the Kindle, it doesn't have blue light, so it doesn't strain your eyes. And if you're sitting in direct sun or something, you can still see what's on it. And I just think it's so amazing. And I'm so obsessed. And it's perfect for bedtime reading because you can read it in the dark, which is great because that's when I love to read. So my next thing I'm grateful for is my dog, Tilly. She's the sweetest, cutest, most loving girl ever. And she also makes me smile so much. And she gives the best hugs. I mean, she's just so amazing. If you have a dog, you know, dogs are just so great. They can make your day so much better. If you're in a mood, they know and they'll comfort you. And Tilly's so soft and so cute and so sweet. I've already said that, but she just is. Oh my gosh. I'm so obsessed with her. And she doesn't even like me that much, but I mean, she can make my day. She's so good. Love that dog. She's actually the best dog ever. I know everyone says this about their dog, but Tilly actually is. So, moving on, I'm also grateful for the time I get to spend with my family, and this has become especially important to me since both my siblings since both my younger siblings go to boarding school, and then my older siblings live in Ohio because they're in their 20s and 30s or whatever. And that's why I'm so happy to see everybody at Thanksgiving because we're not all together for the majority of the year. And I really value my family time and try to make the most of it and live it to the fullest. And I try not to have everyone get on my nerves. And yeah, I just love family time. It makes my day. I love being with my sister. My sister is my favorite person in the entire freaking world. She's actually the best, and she always pretends like she doesn't like me, but I know she does. We're secretly BFFs, but she doesn't know. The last thing that I am grateful for is creativity and self-expression. And I know this isn't like a thing technically. It's not like something you can see or something you can touch, but I mean, I'm putting it in here. And I've always been a super creative person. I have used it as an outlet. When I was younger, I used to be super into drawing and painting more specifically, and just making collages and doing crafts. I had a DeviantArt account. I mean, I was all in. I did little art shows. I was really into art, but then I lost a passion for that, and I lost my spark for creativity, and that's when I started my blog, and I started feeling better, and then I started my podcast, and I was like, boom shakalaka, great. I love anything where I can express myself, be creative. I love making Instagram posts. I don't know. I think it's so fun, and I love just like the art aspect of a blog or a podcast, like for the blog, making Pinterest posts and just designing things I think is so interesting. And yeah, just like the graphic design aspect of things. It's just one of my favorite things ever. And obviously, this is not everything I'm grateful for. they were just a few things off the top of my head and that I thought would be pretty good. But I'm sure I could come up with much more if I sat down and spent the time and did the exercise that I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, which I definitely suggest you do if you have some free time during this holiday break, or if you just want to do a little wind down exercise before you go to bed. I think it'll be super beneficial. And then it's so fun to read what you wrote the next day and you're like, oh my gosh, yesterday was a really good day. Also, I didn't say this earlier, but making gratitude lists just makes all your days seem like they were good days. Because you realize the little things. Even if your day was absolute shit, you can still find something good to write about. Just saying. So, making gratitude lists are all fine and dandy, and I can talk about them all that I want, but I mean, what's the point? And I know you're probably thinking this, like, I don't know, I don't want to do that. That's a lot of time. I'm gonna waste my time. I have so much other stuff to do. And honestly, I've thought that too. I'm here to say that gratitude can center you. And I know I sound like some yogi right now, but what I mean is that gratitude helps you realize what you value in life, what you appreciate, and it helps you stay present. And making a gratitude list or sharing what you're grateful for over the family dinner table is a great way to connect more with yourself and with others. And by letting others know that you're grateful for them or the things that they do, or letting yourself know that you're grateful for little things that maybe you did for someone else or whatever, you are building a deeper connection and letting them know that you appreciate them. And also that you appreciate yourself. And this is a really good activity for self-love. So don't be shy and let people know when you're grateful for them. If your dad made you pancakes in the morning, tell him that. I I as a joke over the summer, I would tell my family, specifically my sister, because it would piss her off, and go, I appreciate you. And I mean, you don't exactly have to say that, but just letting people know. And I mean, you can even make it like a little family meme, like, I appreciate you. Just letting someone know that can really make you feel good. I know when my siblings have said it back as a joke, it makes me so happy. You know, you get a little rush of serotonin. You're like, oh, okay. And you feel special. And that's how you're making other people feel, which is pretty cool. And again, don't forget to leave a review, subscribe, follow, do all the things. And yeah, I really loved making this episode, even though it was fairly short. I think it's such an important topic, especially during this time. And also just realizing that you can be grateful any time of the year and that it isn't just something that you have to do on Thanksgiving. I mean, gratitude is great. And I know after this, since it's like 9 o'clock or something, I'm going to try to sit down and make a gratitude list. And we'll see how that goes. I mean, I don't know. I haven't made one since March, so this might be a complete flop. But you know, I'm going to try. I'm going to do my best, and I'm all here for it. So make sure to check out all the links in the description of this episode to find my blog, newsletter, email, etc. Whatever. There's a lot of things linked down below. I don't even remember. And remember to follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. And again, thank you so much for 1,000 followers. I still can't really comprehend how that's possible or that there's that many people that want to follow me. I mean, that's pretty cool. And yeah, I hope you have an amazing week and that you have a nice and relaxing break and that you spend some time doing some reflection, making gratitude lists, or just thinking about it in your head. Thinking about it's good too. And have an amazing time with your family. And happy Thanksgiving, everybody! I'm so excited! I love Thanksgiving! Okay, bye!